Alright, I think that it's finally time for me to chime in about these bans. I might be a little bit late to the party, but I just wanted to observe everything that's been happening for the past couple of days, this last week, because my opinion about this goes in a lot of different directions. This topic has not only gotten popular from amongst the Division 2 community, but other content creators that cover other games are chiming in on this because bans are a really controversial subject in all games. Some developers deal with it in ways that other devs don't. And I remember I was watching this one video by this other content creator. I can't remember his name, but he has like almost 800k subs. He was talking about how Anthem, they put out a ban on players that were exploiting something very small and don't even have an end game. So it was like, what was the point of doing that? And that caused an adverse effect for the player base. Anthem eventually died, which was probably inevitable, but the point is that it had a negative effect on the player base because it was an exploit that you as developers put into the game, so it was your mistake to fix. So in a lot of people's eyes, it's not really their fault, so why should they get banned, right? I mean, the company is professional. You have professional developers and coders that are supposed to be able to make sure this stuff doesn't work. We got PTS, player test servers. We have things that we can test before it actually came out. Descent was in development for over 2 years. I mean, they didn't catch this bug. Now, I'm not for it or against it. As I said, I'm going many different directions with my opinion because the Division 2, in my eyes, is in a unique position. It's been out for almost 5 years, and for so long, I and other people have been wondering what's going on, right? Because we had like a 2-year silence from the devs. We thought they abandoned the game, or at least I thought they abandoned the game. Before that, PvP was abandoned because Red Storm left, the team responsible for PvP. We didn't know why all this was happening, but they eventually came out and said, hey, we're doing Avatar, we're doing Star Wars, and Red Storm is just kind of, doing their own thing. So it left PvP in a state of, okay, what's happening right now? PvP has never really been that good, and it was like a failure to launch. So many people wanted it to be in a way like how Division 1 was evolved, but the Division 2 devs wanted it to be a certain way, and we have PvP and this is the way it is now. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you're not going to put any time into PvP, or if you're going to have times where in a live service game you have developers silent for almost 2 years, or you put out lackluster content, like for example, recently we've had this manhunt, this latest manhunt where you have the missing shade agents that you have to go rescue. That's definitely a unique spin on the manhunt model we have because you have to go find them. It's different. It's not the same old, okay, hunt this target down and kill him, and that's it. But for a long time we had that model where it was just you put a different skin on a boss and you hunt a different boss, which is essentially the same with the way that they play against you. But what I'm saying is that all of these factors are in place for a live service game that's been out for almost 5 years. So like, what is the point of banning people if we don't really know what your goals are for this game, this franchise, Division 2? There hasn't been an official announcement that there's not a Division 3. There hasn't been an official announcement that there is. So where are we going with this franchise, meaning the Division 2 in general? What's the point of banning people if there's not really an end goal or not really a goal of where you want to take this game? I understand we got a Heartland, but again, we don't know where that's going either. So it's like, okay, you want to ban people for exploiting something that is in a game that's not really going anywhere. I'm just trying to reason with you. I'm trying to understand what the point is. Do you just want to keep the Division 2 going until the wheels fall off? I don't know. But personally, I've never gotten banned for anything. I don't really care to partake in any exploits. The only things that I've done were the floor 10 farm, which was not really an exploit. It was just a very efficient way to farm. They stopped that. They nerfed the convoy farms. I don't really care to exploit, okay? I think that it takes away from the value of your game because even though the game gets dry for veteran players that have been playing for so long, it still takes away some of that fire that the game has, which is the reason why you play the game. So as I said, I'm on both sides of the fence. I don't exploit, I don't really agree with it, and I don't necessarily agree with you banning people for doing that. Oh yeah, and this is another topic that I wanted to talk about. I almost forgot, and I'm glad that I remembered. This is what that other YouTuber was talking about when he said that, this gives people an unfair advantage in PvP. Come on, man. Not many people care about PvP as much. I like PvP just in general because I like the concept of it, even though it may not necessarily be that great in the Division 2. I understand that you're banning people because it gives people an unfair advantage in PvP, but that's all it does. It doesn't give people an unfair advantage in PvE. It's not like people are racing to get a milestone on the leaderboards for the highest shade level. I mean, what is it gonna do to give you an unfair advantage in PvE? Nothing. And that's how it is in mostly all things in PvE. The only thing that I could see that will compel developers to ban people is to protect the integrity of their game. But to me, I don't really think they're putting much into the Division 2 in general as a game to make people want to flock to it or want to just grind it or just be invested in it like they would a new game. I honestly think that because people are giving it so much attention, like content creators like me and other content creators, that they're in a comfortable position. They know that people are going to play their game because people are making content on it. They're making YouTube videos, they're making builds. You got people pushing this game. They're in a comfortable position where they don't have to do anything extra, really. And that's just my opinion. I mean, you could take it as you want to take it. That's just how I feel. But if you're not really going to do anything with PvP, make it better, or make it to a point where it's desirable, where people want to play it, then who cares if others have an unfair advantage in there? I mean, PvP is broken, honestly. On one hand, I can understand it because I'm a developer myself, and I don't think that I would want people to exploit my game no matter what. Because game development takes a long time. It takes a lot of effort and sacrifice. It takes a lot to make a game and put certain parameters in place so that people aren't able to exploit, so that they are able to play a mode in a way that you intended it to be played. So I understand both perspectives, but I think overall this is just coming from a place of love because I want this game to be great. I want you to do more things with it. I want you to make a Division 3 because I'm a fan. I've been playing this game since the inception of Division 1 and I've never left. So I think that a lot of my opinions are from a place of optimism and wanting things to be better than what they are. There's now a Division Heartland beta that people are playing right now, a closed beta, and I hope that this comes out soon because I think that that's the only game to look forward to in this franchise. There's a release date for XDefiant, but I'm not really interested in that game. Anyways, that's pretty much all I want to say about this. Tell me what you think about it down below. Tell me if you agree with the bans or disagree with them, and let me know if you got banned and if you're still playing the game. Anyways, I appreciate you listening to the end. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Be right out.